Nobody looks human anymore. And it's getting scary. Video by Janae Danielle. Yeah, you know, there is something going on with women in plastic surgery. They're going really far.
I got my third facelift.
Third? Fuck. Third. Golly. I thought that was like a one-time thing, you know? Wow. Okay.
The result?
I kind of am.
You look great.
I know I'm shallow, but I am. Take a good look at the face.
Come on.
Oh, well, she said to take a good look at it. Well, if we take a good look at it, I don't know, man. It looks like they just stuffed all the fucking skin in your eyes. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just what it looks like. Like everything, look, like everything here, that looks fine, looking good. Wow, looking fine. You can tell this isn't a young girl. You can tell she's a little bit older, but, you know, fucking it's looking nice. You're aging well, and then, oh my God, it's all in her eyes. It's all in her eyes, man. They stuffed it all in her eyes. You ever had like a pants that was too big? And you kind of like got to like fold over and then you tie it down with the belt. It's kind of giving me those vibes.
That is not Demi Lovato. That Demi Lovato does not give me real person.
I mean, she got a lot of Botox in the forehead. You can tell, but that don't look too bad.
Vibes.
Is it just me, or do other people get uncanny valley from people with a lot of plastic surgery? You don't look like a human being I see on the regular streets, and it's noticeable.
I am freaking out.
It's very interesting looking.
Right now, I just saw a picture of Mandy Moore.
Who is that?
I'm pretty sure that's Mandy Moore.
If I would have went into a coma 5 years ago, and
that's insane. This is insane, though. Selena looking like this is wild.
Woke up today, I wouldn't recognize 90% of Hollywood. What the hell is going on?
We've reached a strange point in beauty standards where the more perfect you look, the less beautiful you are. Wild take. But hear me out. Some of the most beautiful women in the world don't look like themselves anymore. They've become so snatched, so sculpted, so symmetrical. And now their faces all look perfect, but not in a good way. So let's get this straight. I'm kind of nervous about this video because the last thing I want to do is
That's a weird way to describe it. Perfect, but not in a good way. No, they don't look perfect. They look fucking weird a lot of the times.
Down on a woman's face.
It looks unnatural. That's what it is. It looks unnatural to a bizarre degree.
That's brutal. But something about the new standard face doesn't sit.
Where are her eyebrows? That's the real problem here. I feel like besides that, everything else is fine, at least in this lighting, right? Okay. I don't mind a little plastic surgery, I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm not, it's like whatever, you know? It's like whatever. A little bit here, a little bit there, I don't think is a big deal. But when you get to the point where you're reconstructing your face, that's when it's like shit starts to go off the rails.
Right anymore. Literally. And there's young girls growing up all around the world thinking that this is right. We're gonna talk about the almost pretty girl. The girl who has every feature that can make her beautiful according to beauty standards. But these features have literally cut out the warmth, the emotion, and that little bit of life that used to make someone beautiful. Back then, beauty wasn't perfect. But that's exactly what made it perfect. Since celebrities have always been the blueprint for what beauty is supposed to look like, they're our main focus for today. And in the early 2000s to 2010s, not only could you see women with natural beauty, you could see faces that looked completely different from each other.
Before Instagram face, beauty used to be bold. Faces were striking and complex, and you could actually remember them. No one trying to blend in with one another, and no one looked the same. There used to be so much mystery and diversity to women. Faces were textured, asymmetrical, and expressive.
You could open magazines like InStyle, Essence, and Teen People and see girls and women.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Wow. famous women don't look like this anymore, man. This is true.
Beyonce, Mandy.
Like on Instagram, they all okay.
Moore, Keke Palmer, Amanda Bynes. And I'm not gonna
like my wife, she watches reality TV shows, Love Island, all of that kind of shit. And last night she had something on the screen, and it was like watching anime, bro. All of them looked the same. It was like the same character over and over, just different hairstyle, and boob sizes. That's the only difference, skin color tone. But the face, the hair, this shit's all the same now. It's weird.
Sugarcoat this and make it seem like the beauty standards back in the day couldn't be toxic. Thigh gaps and cheekbones were still glorified. Let's get that settled.
Danielle, you went to the dentist, but you refused to have your gap closed. Do you really think you can have a CoverGirl contract with the gap in your mouth?
Yeah, why not?
This is all people see. It's Easy Reads Beautiful CoverGirl. It's not marketable.
Yeah, just a little bit is okay, but I don't want to completely close it.
Well, I guess she just left the gap wide open for another girl, baby.
I agree.
Heroin chic is a style popularized in the early 1990s.
Holding on to the gap? That's an interesting choice.
Fashion and characterized by pale skin, dark circles underneath the eyes, emaciated features, androgyny, and stringy hair, all traits associated with the abuse of heroin or other drugs. A 1996 article in the LA Times stated that the fashion industry had a nihilistic vision of beauty that was reflective of drug addiction.
I'm just gonna say this, if the beauty standards back in the day weren't toxic,
Golly.
women wouldn't look like how they look today. Moral of the story, women used to look like themselves. And I know that kind of sounds like an oxymoron because of course women look like themselves. But when we take a look at today, it makes sense why I'm saying that. Over time, natural beauty started to feel
what the fuck? Is this AI? This looks like AI. Is this a real picture? God damn, this gotta be AI, bro.
Dated. Almost like it wasn't enough to just look like yourself.
Most of my life, I felt self-conscious.
Really?
Because I didn't have as much chest as other grown-up women.
Okay.
So I went to the hospital and had what they call plastic surgery.
What they call plastic surgery. This is an ancient video, clearly.
But why? What was wrong with the way you were? I just never felt good about myself the way I was.
As the beauty standards started to get more aggressive and it started to get more accessible in a way that made a lot of women feel like they had to have it, like they had to keep up.
Female celebrities are pretty much in an impossible position where they're required to look perfect and look youthful forever in order to have a career. But they can't look too overdone or they'll be plastic and they won't look effortless. And that will damage their career because they won't be able to emote and make the facial expressions that they need for acting. I mean, they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. It's no wonder that celebrities are going to seemingly any length to look young and flawless forever.
Once celebrities and influencers started showing off these upgrades, people wanted those results.
I went to Kris Jenner's last guy because the new guy is $1 million.
For a facelift?
For a facelift. And the ladies are lining up. These psycho are calling and using code words and passwords. And you've got to know the password to get Kris Jenner's guy for $1 million.
What?
Most people have a shopping wish list. I have a surgery wish list. Or all the surgeries, treatments, etc. that I would get if money wasn't an issue.
I want this nose. I need this nose. I would pay to have this nose.
From the nose jobs to the lip fillers, the brow lifts, and yes, Ozempic has a lot to do with this also, but we'll get to that later. The new go-to look started to become more sculpted and almost exaggerated. And as it became that, it also became...
Like, Kylie don't look like a real human being, bro. Kylie looks like...
exaggerated. And
like
as
a
it became
character.
that,
Like, she don't look real. But I do think she's still pretty. So there's a way it can be done. It can be done, bro. Like, even with Michael Jackson, I think especially people from previous generations, so people who grew up in like the 80s, like, they will admit there was a point where Michael didn't go too far. There was like a point where he was transitioning and he was like, you know what? I think this is kind of better a little bit, you know? I think Kylie looks good right here, personally. So there's a way to do it.
And it also became more tempting because now you didn't have to be born with it. You could just buy it. So that's when we started to see this unsettling movement of women swapping out their natural beauty.
Yeah, but you see, but then sometimes it's not an improvement. I feel like she looks better over here. If I'm honest. I really do. Yeah, this, I don't like this one as much. I don't.
For something a bit more.
Yeah, right here. She looks better over here. But guys, let's just be honest. Like, come on, bro. Come on. Be for real. Be for real. She takes no offense to this. This is what she paid for. Okay. This is prettier than this. Okay. It is. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at plastic surgery just in general. There's a way to do it.
Or manufactured.
I got my third facelift. They yanked my face. And I said, give me a good yank. I go, doctor, I don't want to see you in 6 months. Give me a good, get in there and just start pulling, just go yanking.
Now this is where it gets really interesting because people aren't just talking about bad surgery. They're talking about the weird, uneasy feeling they get from just looking at it. Today, there are countless women with the exact facial features we were taught to want. The sharp jawline, the high cheekbones, the big pouty lips. But instead of looking stunning, something looks off.
People's faces are really starting to scare me.
Yeah.
Your lips don't need to look like they're trying to escape.
And I noticed Nicole Kidman having a weird mouth or something wrong with her face in Aquaman. I literally could not enjoy the movie when she was on screen because it was like something was going on. I don't know if it was like too much Botox because like her face didn't have like movement or anything, but this was terrifying.
And y'all, it's so hard to put it into words without sounding or coming off as rude. But let's be real, a lot of women nowadays, they don't.
Look at her fucking eyes, dude. You can see the top of her eyes. She must have got the eyelid reduction surgery. I didn't even know they was doing that. I didn't even know they was like, hey, I want to shorten my eyelids a little bit. You know, I want to look like I just had my 5th cup of coffee all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Look human. They don't look like a real person.
Yeah, she is what cocaine looks like if cocaine became a person. Yeah.
They almost look like wax figures of themselves.
Women don't really look like human beings anymore. Hundreds of thousands of
perfect. See, but here, if this is Kylie, bro, very different from the picture we were looking at earlier. They call this pillow face. Yeah. You know, it looks like she's having an allergic reaction. It's a lot.
Beautiful.
Don't like that.
Healthy women, in trying to become even more beautiful, even more perfect, are literally disfiguring their faces with filler.
Mar-a-Lago face is getting a lot of plastic surgery work done, right? Whether it's actually reconstruction or you're just getting injections here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
But these people do not look like human beings anymore. It's very uncanny valley.
Take Demi Lovato, for example. She was
those lips.
Introduced to the media as a child star, appearing in movies and TV shows like Camp Rock, Barney and Friends, and Sunny with a Chance.
Hey, I'm Demi Lovato from Camp Rock. And you're watching Disney Channel.
Yeah.
And behind the scenes, she was struggling with something that not even a lot of adults can handle. From eating disorders to battles with addiction, Demi's journey hasn't been easy.
Wow.
So seeing her healthy and thriving today is amazing.
Once I relapsed, the floodgates were open. Within a couple of weeks, I called a dealer and I was like, do you have and he said no, but I have and I was like,
the 27-year-old went on to explain how she's come to be more accepting of her body.
Now when I look in the mirror and I start to have a negative thought, so what I say to myself is, nope, you're healthy and I accept you.
When someone's been through that much, it's not surprising.
Yeah, man, being a childhood star is a lot. It's a lot on the mental. And so, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot. I've thought about it. I've done little vlogs here and there with my family, but yeah, the idea of just putting your kids on camera in front of the world seems like a recipe for disaster, you know, even with the best of intentions. Yeah, so.
They'd probably want to look like a completely new version of themselves. So as she's
I think children should be allowed to grow up in private. Yeah.
Reintroduced herself to us today, people have started to talk.
That is not Demi Lovato, and I don't care what anybody says. She went through a rough patch, and I'm all about healing. But that Demi Lovato does not give me real person vibes.
Oh, okay.
Something about her new look looks unfamiliar. Her face is a bit more lifted. Cheeks are a bit more hollowed, and her lips are a lot more.
Her lips are the only thing that's kind of throwing me off, but I would say it's overall generally an improvement, I think.
More pouty, almost to the point where it seems like she can't even close them. There's almost an
right there though. Something's going on right here. Yeah, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they get like some pictures and some video clips. They look great, and then you get other pictures and you're like, ugh. But then again, I guess we're all kind of like that, right? You take a bunch of pictures. Some of them you look amazing. Others you're like, burn these, never let these see the light of day. So yeah, maybe that's all that's going on here. Maybe people are just cherry picking bad pictures. Or maybe they're cherry picking the good ones. They're for sure doing that. We all do that.
The unemotional stiffness.
I don't like her lips though. Her lips, I don't like it. Looks like her mouth won't close. You know what I mean? It's just a perpetual like gap, which, you know, can come in handy. But I don't want to see that all the time, you know?
To her face.
When I was a preteen, the beauty standard was heroin chic. It was the very, very, very frail, thin looking
heroin
people.
Chic.
The beauty
That's what they call that shit? Heroin chic?
Standards were just
it's
so
like, have you tried heroin? Now they got Ozempic.
And so I wanted to be that role model for myself.
There seems to be a pattern here. We see celebrities, and most of them being child stars, like Selena Gomez, Ariana Grande, Miley Cyrus. Women who had a...
Whoa. What's going on even with Miley? This gap thing is like okay, it's just a thing, huh? All right.
Distinct, unique look to them growing up. Now have this sculpted...
Whoa, very Meat Canyon-esque. Selena, I feel like she'd been going through it the worst. Selena's been going through it the worst, but then even Demi, wow. I feel like Miley's the least damaged, right, with the plastic surgery.
Ultra
Miley did always seem like the most mentally strong out of the three, personally.
Snatched.
A little crazy, but I mean, how do you have the lives that these women have had and don't come out a little bit crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Look, and they just look like a shell of their past self.
I keep seeing Miley Cyrus.
Whoa.
And something about it is like really off.
Miley Cyrus looks just like Bonnie Blue now. I just saw it. Now I'll never be able to unsee it ever again for the rest of my life. Bro, tell me she don't look just like Bonnie Blue, bro. I'm going to put them side by side for you. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah.
Like, she just doesn't even look like a real person.
There was a selfie from the music video shoot, but then like when you watch the music video, she just looks so different.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like off.
Selena Gomez's name has been coming up a lot, and I know it's a sensitive topic because a lot of people argue that her new look is tied to her lupus diagnosis.
Okay.
And while she's been incredibly open about her health, she's had a kidney transplant, she takes a lot of medication, and she has weight fluctuations that comes with it.
I had arthritis. My kidneys were shutting down. I
my mentality was just to keep going.
But even with all of that in mind, people are noticing something else. Something that normally doesn't tie into...
Yeah, Selena has lupus. I think we just got to give her a pass on everything, you know what I'm saying?
Health.
Why is she transforming into an elderly Chinese woman? 18 million views, 513,000 likes is crazy. People on social media have been talking about Selena Gomez's new look, saying that she does not look like the same person at all. She looks a little bit more gaunt, she looks a little bit older. It's true that she always has had a fuller face in the past, and she says that a lot of her appearance changes is due to her lupus. Meanwhile, others are totally convinced that she's just getting plastic surgery.
I mean, she's for sure getting plastic surgery, but I think she's getting it in part because of the effects of the lupus, which is why I'm like, you know, I give it a pass because this is everything to these celebrities. You feel me? I mean, just look at how everybody's just dissecting the way they look. So the way they look is incredibly important to their career. So, you know, I feel I do have some sympathy for Selena's situation.
Her features look more sculpted, lifted, and tighter in ways that feel like they go beyond what lupus alone could cause. And that's where the conversation gets a little uncomfortable because no one wants to criticize how a woman is coping with her illness. But when the changes start to feel more cosmetic than medical, it opens the door for a lot of people to question what's going on. And wow, are they questioning?
Does having lupus make you Chinese? I don't think it does. I think this is a plastic surgery thing. I could be wrong. If you're a person with lupus and then, you know, suddenly people start referring to you as Shang Mei, hit me up. I want to know your story.
Comments like, she looks so fake, she's in her Area 51 era, Selena Gomez is hard to look at, are popping up in comment sections everywhere.
God damn, bro. People are so mean. Jesus. Like, she has a disease, guys. She has a disease that affects the way she looks. I think because of that, she gets the plastic surgery. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it's not. But I just feel like when somebody has lupus, do you know what lupus is? Lupus is an autoimmune disease, meaning the immune system mistakenly attacks the body's own tissues. It can affect the skin, joints, kidneys, blood vessels, and more. The most common form of, or is, systemic lupus. Oh, God. But here, look at how lupus medications can affect your appearance, right? Some medications used to treat lupus can also change the way someone looks, right? This is the biggest one for physical changes, right? The steroids, prednisone, which is a steroid. Long-term or high-dose steroids can cause moon face, so rounded and puffy. Weight gain, especially in the stomach, in the back. Buffalo hump, fat build up on the upper back. That's tough. Thinning skin, easy bruising, stretch marks, fluid retention, and acne. So you could see how she's taking this medication. It's making her face puffy. She's dieting down, her face still puffy. She's like, I need to get the knife under there. And so they sculpt it, but then it's still puffy. And so I think that's why she looks the way she looks. On top of also being a childhood actress, the Disney kid effect, that's messing with her mental as well. So it's all of it.
And y'all, as cruel as these comments are and extremely unnecessary, we can't deny why there's a reaction to celebrities' new faces, because it's for a reason.
So recently Jenna was in Paris for the premiere of Wednesday season 2. Here's a before and after, and she looks very different. But people are not happy with this difference, and because of it, she's receiving thousands of nasty hate comments. People saying that she looks malnourished. People are accusing her of being...
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that, though, is her not having her eyebrows. We already covered her, Jenna Ortega, in the past. The plastic surgery, crazy. Didn't like it. Hollowed out her cheeks, made her look old like a skeleton. But I think she looks especially jarring in this image because she doesn't have any fucking eyebrows. She like painted over them, it would look like. Which I guess she was doing to go for a weird Wednesday look for the Addams Family movie. So maybe that's what she was going for there. But yeah.
People are accusing her of being on snow and overall just saying a lot of very mean things.
Y'all remember earlier when we talked about how back in the day,
Yeah.
beauty...
Yeah, dark eyebrows, very important. Does a lot for your face, having dark eyebrows.
and being pretty wasn't perfect. Well, fast forward to today, beauty is perfect. You basically have to look perfect to be considered pretty, especially with comments like these and the comments I just read. That only adds to the pressure of having to be perfect.
Right.
For a few years, I have felt this constant pressure to be the prettiest in every space I walk into. And I think it's really hitting me today because I'm noticing that constant stress I add to myself is weighing on me mentally and physically. I feel crazy because I'm like, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel like I have to be the prettiest everywhere I go?
You got to just embody that internally. Don't need that validation from other people. Look, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to look better constantly. It's no different than you trying to get stronger in the gym, get smarter or more educated by continuing to read. And so I think constantly working on your fashion and your aesthetic, trying different hairstyles, whatever, to make yourself look better, I think this is fine. I think this is good. But it should come from an internal desire to just improve yourself. Not because you need validation from external sources.
And for a lot of women, that pressure turns into procedures. If we take all the Botox, the fillers, the surgery, the Ozempic, we get a woman that looks like a prettier version of herself, but not entirely. That's because the version was pushed too far. And instead of looking natural, she looks man-made.
When I see a celebrity like this, first I get uncanny valley unease, but also, and I feel bad about this, so just know I feel bad already.
Yeah, you don't look like a person anymore. That's true. Nobody just grows up, I think, and looks like this in the face. And I think that's what's throwing a lot of people off.
Find them pretty anymore, and not because their new features aren't pretty, because someone could have these features naturally and be gorgeous. There's something Frankenstein about all these celebrities having these cut and paste parts to the point where they're not even themselves.
I had said that earlier. Frankenstein, I mentioned him.
Actually reminds me of the end of Death.
Did you know Frankenstein is actually not the monster, but the doctor that makes the monster? Yeah, Victor Frankenstein. There's a new Netflix movie out about Frankenstein. It's pretty good. I liked it. My wife fell asleep, though, but so, it's a dice roll for you.
They've just replaced their parts.
I thought it was a really good movie, though.
Many times, and they're so botched. It's like good from far, but far from good. And beyond this, making you look kind of like a wax museum version of yourself, it also takes away from whatever made you you in the first place. Okay, so here's Zoe Kravitz, here's Shania Twain, Kate Beckinsale, here's Demi Moore. Wait, my favorite one's coming. Here's Lea Michele, and here's Demi Lovato again. This one's more subtle, but here's Dakota Johnson. And for the record, she used to look like this. First of all, everybody said, give me this jawline, the lips of a fish, hollowed out cheeks. Everybody has the same eyebrows. And all of this combined with Ozempic just makes everybody look like this creepy, almost pretty version of themselves, but it's just not pretty because
look at her neck. What's going on with her neck? This is a woman in her 30s. This neck action should not be happening. Is this Selena? Good Lord.
It's missing a crucial ingredient to beauty, which I think might be authenticity.
One crucial shift in society to blame for this, and I was going to call it a hot take, but
this is an AI filter? What is going on? Look, man, let me just tell you what's happening. We are all moving towards living in the fucking metaverse, bro. We're all moving towards living inside the computer where you will have the ability to shape your avatar however you want. Everyone's going to look like a fucking just god or goddess. And so until we get in the computer, this is the best we can do. AI filters and plastic surgery. That's all you're seeing here. This is where it's going. When we all live in the computer, it's going to be, everyone's going to look the same, I think, for the most part.
It's not a hot take. It makes a lot of sense. And that is the rise of AI beauty. I'm talking about the filters that warp what a beautiful face is supposed to look like entirely. These filters don't just smooth the skin and remove pores. They literally rebuild
you. Insane.
If you don't look drop dead gorgeous with this filter, there is no hope for you.
They lift your cheekbones, they pinch your nose smaller, they make your lips bigger, and they give everyone that same symmetrical
God damn, fuck. Bro, catfishing must be at an all-time high these days.
face. And the worst part is, we accepted that as beautiful. We got so used to seeing these faces so often, these warped faces, they started to look normal. And they started to become our beauty standard.
AI is about to change the way when we assess beauty, sort of like how plastic surgery did. And the very first thing that I thought of was this one creator. I'm gonna show you. I'm not even gonna really talk about her or her videos, just the imagery that she uses in it, and all of them are all AI generated. I don't know what her prompt is, but I imagine it's literally just like model or pretty model, and this is what it spits out. But the images that her AI spits out, they're all kind of weird. Because while there are women out there who do kind of look like this, it's interesting to think that her AI, when prompted to develop a pretty woman or a model woman, it thinks that all of them look like this. I imagine as a woman or even like a young teenage girl, seeing images like that are only gonna get more and more common on the internet, like that's gotta like mess with your brain and what you think.
Yeah, man, yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's why I don't want my daughter watching like that Love Island shit like too young. You know, the reality of the Kim Kardashian bullshit. I don't want her watching that shit too young. You feel me? Giving her weird like complexes at a young age.
Think that you should look like. I just don't like it.
Now I want to show y'all a real example of this. Stick with me. There's a rise of women who are using a silly filter. Filters that most people would say are ugly. But these women use these filters so much, they actually started to love how they look with them. They actually started to see themselves as beautiful with this filter.
Right.
So think about it. The more—
Wow. Yeah, it makes sense. If you get used to seeing an uglier version of yourself, when you actually see the real you, you're like, oh, I'm actually pretty good looking. Okay. I like that. I like that.
When you look at a filter or a surgically altered face, at first, it probably looks weird. But the more you look at it, the more you think it looks okay.
This distortion of reality aligns with the cultivation theory, which suggests that long-term exposure to media content shapes viewers' perception of reality, which is like... And in the context of beauty standards, repeated exposure to idealized celebrity images can gradually alter our understanding of what's normal or attainable in terms of our appearances.
I feel like a lot of these women, especially the celebrities, they look more expensive than expressive. That's the best way I can word it. It's almost like once you get to a certain stature, once you have enough money, you have to have this ultra snatched, sculpted look. Because maybe if you don't, people start saying that you look old or tired or like you let yourself go.
None of these women would be getting a call back if Clueless was being remade today, and that's because the beauty standard in Hollywood has changed so much since 1995.
Oh yeah. All of these chicks nowadays, people would say they're chopped. That's the crazy part. This, in today's standards, for a lot of people, they're like, oh, this is chopped. These were the hot girls in the past. Reality is, this is just what normal women look like. You got so used to the IG fucking Instagram baddie that's been sliced and diced and stuffed in every crevice and lump.
That arguably some of the most beautiful women in the world would not have a chance today. Her face is too expressive, her face is too plain, and Stacey Dash, well, she would need to do what she does now, which is lighten up.
I think our standard of beauty is starting to shift to accept more AI filtered and uncanny looks. And a lot of women are thinking that that's beautiful. But beauty is not supposed—
You know how like a lot of YouTubers, a lot of celebrities, they try to keep their age a secret? I think we're going to move into a time where your greatest advantage in regards to how people perceive the way you look on the internet will be if there are no actual videos or pictures of you without the AI filter. I think technology is going to get to such a place where the AI filter is going to be so good that it never breaks. You feel me? And so long as there are no videos or pictures of you that exist without the filter, then everybody's just going to think that's what you look like. Of course, it's going to make things like meet and greets and shit like that impossible, but a lot of YouTubers already don't do that. And then they'll never age. You feel me? They'll never age because the filter will just keep working. And so, you know, a chick will blow up. She's 17 and she looks the same 20, 30 years later because she just kept using the AI. You know, the AI is going to get better. And eventually we're all going to be living in the computer anyway. So, you know, I'd say, bro, we like 20, 30 years away and we're all pretty much fucking lit. I just ordered my first pair of VR goggles. Like, they show up tomorrow, bro. I just did. They got me. I finally found a thing where I was like, okay, where I already got the space like set aside to do the things. Yeah, bro. Yeah, where it's coming. I thought I'd never get one. I've known about these for like forever. These VR goggles, they've been around forever now. A long ass time. You know what I'm saying? They got me. And before you know it, we're going to be in the computer.
To be predictable. You don't have to change yourself to be what you think beauty looks like, because then it'll make you look like an unnatural shell of yourself. Just be yourself.
So yeah, that's what's going on. I think we are just, listen, nobody looks back now at the PlayStation 2 like it's anything, right? Everybody's like, yeah, that's cute now. It was cool at the time. Shit, it was groundbreaking at the time. But now we're like, please, what is that? My iPhone is a better gaming machine than that now. I think that's where we are with this. What people are doing. The final version is when we're all in the computer. When the simulation enters the simulation. Yeah, that's where we're going. But you let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And until next time, peace out.